Hello my dear students of class 6, welcome to your English class. This is in continuation of the poem that we had done, Kite by Harry Ben. So, this is part 2. In our earlier class, we had discussed the poem and also discussed the learning outcomes. What were those? That is enhancing your comprehension skills, understanding different poetic devices like simile and alliteration, then also appreciating themes of courage, overcoming fear, imagination and many more, and also enhancing the vocabulary skills by learning new words like source, dives, dips and many more. Okay. So, we had done the poem throughout, the whole one was done by us, and also now we will discuss the summary today. So, the summary would be like, the poet describes a new kite. It looks bright and beautiful in the blue sky. First, the kite appears to dive and take a turn with its tail and soars high, just like a ship that rides and dives through tides. When the string becomes loose, you wind it back. Then again, a new wind fills its wings and the kite again soars high into the skies. How bright and beautiful this new kite looks, but its beauty is marred. Its beauty is tattered and torn when its string gets caught in the branch of a tree. So, this is the summary of the poem. Now, if you see your textbook, you will find there are different exercises. We will be discussing the exercises as well. So, the first question says that you list out different action words in the poem, find out the meaning of these words like dive, dip, snaps. So, they have asked you to understand action words. What are action words? Like words that describe some kind of movement, some kind of action or some work is being done. So, what are those words? They have already mentioned 3 words which are dive, dip, snaps. So, let us understand the meaning of these words and also other words, other action words. Okay. So, the answer would be like, what are those words? Like climbs, blows, soars, rides, falls. Now, the meanings, climb means to go up, blows mean to hit, soars mean to fly, rides mean to sit on the back of something and control its movement or to mount on something, falls mean to drop down. So, these are the different action words that we get to know through this poem. So, see, in the learning outcome we said that our vocabulary would be enhanced, right. So, all these words, even if you maybe you have already learned these words, you know these words, and also maybe today you have learned these words. Okay. Now, the next question says, then soars like a ship with only a sail, the movement of the tailless kite is compared to a ship with the sail. This is called a simile. Yes. So, we are also discussing some poetic devices. What are the poetic devices? Poetic devices are the different decorations in a very artistic way that a poet uses to enhance the beauty of the poem. So, simile is one such poetic device. When you compare something to something else, especially we use words like and as. Okay, by using these words, a simile can be hinted at. For example, in this poem, he says that soars like a ship, right? Okay. Now, they have given you different lines and they have told you to form this in the form of a simile. The first line says, he runs like, we can say that he runs like the wind. So, you see the word like has been used, this is simile. So, you are comparing that he is running to the movement of a wind. So, you are comparing something and also the word like is there, this is an example of a simile. So, he runs like a wind, he eats like a pig, she sings like a nightingale, it shines like a star, it flies like a bird. Okay? Okay. What are the different other things that we can discuss? You see this particular word kite. Kite is you are flying kites, but kite there is also a bird. Chil pakhi jeta amra banglay boli, that is also called kite. Okay. So, you see this word can have, a single word can have several meanings. Okay. Now let us discuss few other questions. A questions could be, very important question is that what is the name of the poet? Poet's name is very important and the answer is Harry Ben. Okay. Next question can be, how does the new kite look when it flies in the sky? So we will say the new kite looks bright when it flies in the blue sky. Next question, what are the initial movements of the kite as mentioned in the poem? The initial movements are like dive and dip, which is indicating that it is very energetic and it has got a lively start. Next question could be, what action does the kite perform after diving and dipping? So after diving and dipping, the kite snaps its tail, that means a sharp quick movement of its tail. Next question, to what is the kite compared when it soars? We will say that the kite is compared to a ship with only a sail, emphasizing its graceful and smooth flight. Next question, who seems to rest when the wind slows down? So we will say the kite seems to rest when the wind slows down. Okay. So these are the several questions that you can prepare from your exam point of view, and these are very clear. If once you read the poem, these questions become very clear to you. We have also discussed the summary, we have discussed the different poetic devices, we have learned so many words also, right. Okay. There is one more thing that I would like to add here is that the poetic device simile you have already understood. There is another poetic device that you can know after reading this poem, which is alliteration. Means when in single line the same sound is repeated in the first word is repeated, the same sound is repeated. This is alliteration. Like we can say burnt balloon, if we say burnt balloon. So you see this b sound is repeated. Okay. So this is an example of alliteration. Okay. So after completing this entire poem and discussing the several aspects of the poem, I think the poem is very much clear to you. Thank you so much. See you in another class.